Hey everybody, and welcome back inside George Smith Field here at Mahtomedi Stadium, where we have a fantastic matchup in the second game of our soccer doubleheader here on this first day of school Tuesday. It's the Stillwater Ponies traveling here to Mahtomedi to face off against the Zephyrs here on SEC Sports. Once again, all by myself tonight here, I'm Alex Westad, pleased to be bringing you an exciting matchup between teams that were both runners-up in championship games in section last year. As we take a look at the weather, it was raining in our previous matchup. As you can see, the sun started to come out. The winds have slowed slightly now to the north. 58 degrees. It feels like a picturesque fall night here in Mahtomedi. As we take a look now at the standings last year, Stillwater girls atop the Suburban East Conference at 14-2 overall and 7-1 in conference play. As you can see, they dominated the pace throughout that season. As we take a look now at the Mahtomedi standings in the Metro East, of course, they were atop, tying only Hastings in Metro East play last season, finishing overall 8-6-2, but 6-0-1 in conference play. We'll take a look at a couple of players to watch now. Senior forward number 11, Hannah Beach, who scored 2 goals in the season opener for the Ponies as they played Anoka at home. This is their first road match of the year for the Ponies, having tied Eden Prairie and then defeating Rosemont, all 3 of those games once again coming at home for the Stillwater Ponies. As far as the Mahtomedi side is concerned, we talked about the last time that we did a broadcast where we have sophomore forward Lauren Heintz, who had a goal in every game that season until they were shut out at White Bear Lake that game. And of course, they have not scored a goal since losing their last game at home to Eastridge last Thursday night here 1-0. They have not scored a goal in a week, and they will look to do that tonight against what should be a tough matchup here in the Stillwater Ponies, a team which has high expectations. As they look at the schedules for those squads, we look at Stillwater there, traveling at home back again, Park of Cottage Grove, Cretin-Durham Hall. Then a tough road trip. They play Tartan at Tartan on September 23rd. It should be a tough matchup, and they finish out with a difficult road schedule as well, especially that last game of the season at White Bear Lake on October 3rd. And then if we have time, we will look at Mahtomedi, but we'll take a look as they see at Woodbury, at North, and a couple of tough games at Benilde, home to Benilde St. Margaret's, and second overall ranked Hill Murray, as that was their ranking at the last time that the standings were put out. An exciting matchup here tonight, one with several playoff implications looming here. It is only the first day of school, however, section playoffs will not be far behind, and both of these teams will be looking for a trip to state, which avoided both of them last season. Stillwater starts with the ball. They'll move left to right across your TV screen, wearing a mostly black uniform with red stripes across the front, numbers in the center, all white, and numbers on the back as well in white. As the Ponies get an opportunity here, defended nicely by the Zephyrs, and the Zephyrs quickly will gather up the ball as Abby Schultz watches it go out of bounds, and the Ponies will get a throw-in. For the Zephyrs tonight, they'll be in all white, blue numbering, and the blue Zephyr letters on the front. The numbers are yellow with a blue trim as they will move right to left across your TV screen here in this opening half here on a beautiful, chilly Tuesday night here in Mahtomedi. It'll be a throw-in on the far side, and that's where the Ponies can take it, as that'll be Emma Anderson, the senior defenseman, playing the ball up ahead for the Ponies. It'll come back, and Schultz can win that battle for Mahtomedi. Schultz up ahead now into the center of the field for Abby Graybow before being fed back along for Hannah Gorelnik. Onto the far side now as the Zephyrs look to start an attack, and the Ponies defend quickly as the ball will be sent out of bounds, as that was senior captain Molly Connors who was able to play the ball out for Stillwater. Onto the far side now. Zephyrs looking to throw the ball in. They will do so. Goes off of Connors, who can play it up ahead for the Ponies. Then onto that near side as it goes to the center of the pitch, and the Zephyrs playing back defensively can play it up ahead. Onto the far side now. Mahtomedi looks to move forward, as that'll be Abby Schultz, who has switched sides of the field now. Playing the ball further up ahead for Abby Graybow. Graybow defended nicely, though, by the Ponies. The ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick coming for Stillwater. And they will leave it for Connors to play it out of the goal box. Connors sends a right-footed kick. Line drive intercepted there by Mahtomedi's Josie Underwood as the ball goes out of bounds once again. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Ponies. Throw-in goes to the center of the field where Dara Andringa can play it there. But the Zephyrs quickly back the other way. Schultz sent it ahead. Connors will get to it first for Stillwater, who sends it out of bounds. There'll be a throw-in coming for the Ponies. Off of the head of Stillwater's Hannah Beach, our player that we focused on in our intro. As Mahtomedi can play the ball back the other way. Up ahead now, that's Megan Clements, who the ball comes bouncing through the center of the pitch towards Evelyn Floor, the defenseman. And then onto this near side here for Olivia Knox. Knox defended nicely off the ball as it's taken away by Sydney Ponick. As the ball goes into the corner, it'll go out of bounds, and we'll have a throw-in coming for Stillwater. When I talked to the head coach, he talked about how in their last win over Simley on August 28th, they played sloppy. And in the game that we covered at White Bear Lake, and based on what he told me on Thursday, the 31st against Eastridge, the team continued to play sloppy but had better results as a result. They had more opportunities, they had better chances, and they played well with the ball. But unfortunately, they ran into a couple of hot goaltenders, and there simply was nothing that they could do. And they are hoping for a different result here in this one, as the ball can be sent ahead. It's played in the defensive half there by Hallie Peterson. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Zephyrs. And it'll be left there, and Ava Vanderlau will take it from Mahtomedi. Vanderlau sent it in. Goes into the corner, can be sent back out by Peterson. Peterson watches the ball go for Ponick now. Ponick off of a pony. I believe it will be a goal kick, as nobody saw it, as it must have escaped the Ponies. There'll be a goal kick coming here, and it will be Molly Connors, the captain, to take it here for Stillwater. Connors' right-footed kick into the center off of a pony before going back to the possession of the Zephyrs, and Goralnik, who sends it up ahead, too far for Graybow. The strong pass knocked over a Zephyr, and the Ponies look to move back the other way. Up ahead now comes Mahtomedi. Hannah Beach, a long pass onto that far side for Julia Bernard as it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Zephyrs as they will respond the other way. Far pass up ahead off the head of the Zephyrs' Sonia Meyer. And the Ponies, playing physically, look to move the ball further up ahead before being cut off nicely. It comes all the way back now for Dara Andringa. And then onto this near side here for Evelyn Floor. Floor moving around a couple of Zephyr defenders, gets the ball back, sends it into the center where the ball can be intercepted there, and can take it now as Olivia Knox. Knox tried to get it across, but the Zephyrs are able to defend well and send it back where it can be played by Emma Anderson, the senior defenseman, who plays it back now for Connors. Connors sends it across the field now for Evelyn Floor. Floor, pass on the far side off of Ponick. And the Zephyrs can take control the other way as Hannah Goralnik races to it for Mahtomedi. Pass onto that far side now, gathered up by the Zephyrs, but a turnover gives it back to Stillwater. Onto that far side now, deflected nicely as the Zephyrs can force a delay as Beach races in now for Stillwater. Beach with time and space, still racing around, and the goaltender will have to come out and play. Once again, Megan Lazawi, sophomore goaltender, who has played well in each of the last two decisions, but unfortunately has nothing to show for it, as the offense has not been able to support her in net. It'll be Vanderlau playing it up ahead off of the head of Ponick, and the ball will continue to bounce now as Vanderlau skips it ahead. And a turnover gives the Ponies an opportunity in the attacking half, as that was Julia Bernard who tried to send it on further. Goes bouncing off out of the head of Abby Bagan. As Bagan tries to play it ahead, it can be Dara Andringa who can take it for Stillwater. Back the other way though, intercepted. And back onto this near side now for Evelyn Floor. Floor tried to clear it up ahead but could not. And then Beach will send it out of bounds. And it will be a throw-in coming here from Mahtomedi. Throw-in coming off of the head. Can be played there by Schultz, as she must have been out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming here for Stillwater, as Evelyn Floor will take it on this near sideline. Floor throws it in for Abby Bagan, and then back for Floor once again. Floor across the field to Emma Anderson. Anderson gaining speed now. Anderson sends a shot on, deflected out of harm's way by the Zephyrs, and it can be Schultz to try to take it the other way for Mahtomedi. Schultz racing up ahead, cuts it back to give her offense an opportunity to join her. As the Zephyrs send it ahead, intended for Graybow off of a couple of ponies, where Andringa can play it for Stillwater. Stillwater sent it across now for Evelyn Floor. Floor up ahead, and a nice physical check there. As ball goes out of bounds intentionally off the foot of Floor to give a throw-in opportunity here for the Zephyrs. As it'll be Vanderlau to take it for Mahtomedi as some substitutions come on for the Zephyrs. Vanderlau looking for Ponick, couldn't find an opening. Gets it to Ponick anyway. Sent across, too far for anybody to claim it for Mahtomedi. And it goes back onto this near side for Stillwater. Onto the near side, here's Evelyn Floor. Floor up ahead, too far, goes out of bounds for Olivia Knox. And Vanderlau will throw it in again for Mahtomedi. Ponick off of the chest, sent it across to the center of the pitch. Onto that far side now for Michaela Firminger. Firminger shoveled it over for Hannah Laughlin. A shot on goal can be cut off by the Pony goaltender Evie Cohn tonight. I believe that was pronounced Evie Cohn in the player introductions here tonight. As the Ponies can gather the ball up once again defensively. Floor up ahead now for Knox. And then across for the center of the field for Laughlin. Laughlin is a great back check by the Ponies, forces a turnover. As here comes Bernard. Bernard tried to send it in further for Beach, but the Zephyrs were able to take that opportunity away and send it back. Another turnover, though, sends Andringa back in for the Ponies. And tough to maintain possession, though, as the Zephyrs, Josie Underwood tries to leave it up ahead, but the Ponies with numbers back can take it the other way. Onto that far side now. That's Emma Anderson, who sends the ball into the center of the pitch. A battle for the ball, and it can be cleared up ahead as Knox tries to race for it for Stillwater, but the goaltender Lazawi will come out to play it here for Mahtomedi. Lazawi sends a right-footed kick into the center of the pitch off of the head of a Zephyr before it bounces all the way back into the attacking half for Stillwater. Vanderlau then now to Ponick. Ponick sent the ball out of bounds, and it can be played there for a throw-in by Evelyn Floor. Floor cut off by Ponick. And Ponick sends the ball further in as the ball goes bouncing over the Stillwater bench. And it'll be a throw-in coming here for the Ponies. Or it will be Mahtomedi throw-in as Vanderlau will take it here for the Zephyrs. Vanderlau throws the ball in. Goes off of Josie Underwood. There'll be another throw-in coming, though, as I touched a Pony last. Vanderlau looking for Underwood again. Goes off of the head this time of the Ponies' Abby Bagan, the junior midfielder. It'll be another throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi, continuing to work up the field as now they'll set up in front of the net. Just 11 minutes gone here in this one. Zephyrs and Ponies here from George Smith Field on the campus of Mahtomedi High School. The right-footed kick, corner front, can be intercepted by the Ponies as they'll send it up ahead. And here's Julia Bernard to take it for Stillwater. Bernard racing up. Vanderlau back defensively for Mahtomedi in front for Knox, but deflected nicely out of the way before the ponies are able to quickly get it back. Knox onto this near side once again for Bernard. Bernard holds the line in as it goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick coming, and Megan Lazawi will have to play it as the Zephyrs defended well to keep that one from going in the back of the net. As we saw a couple of times in that matchup versus White Bear Lake, goaltender Megan Lazawi will defer to other players to take that ball, as she did there, letting Vanderlau take it. As the ball goes into the attacking half, cleared out of the zone by Mahtomedi, as physical play continues to ramp up here in this matchup. As Floor tried to push it ahead for Knox. The Zephyrs fighting for the ball and possession now, as it can be Andringa to play for Stillwater. Cross opportunity in front, deflected by the Zephyrs. And Laughlin will play it onto that far side, and the Zephyrs seem to be playing on their heels now. We'll send this one back as Vanderlau goes off the head. And a turnover there, and the shot on goal goes high and through the uprights of the field goal post, and Lazawi will be able to play. As we'll take a look now, you'll notice that we have some social media opportunities here. You can see that we are connected to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all at SCC TV, or on Twitter at SCC Sports. But I believe we now have an Instagram account at SCC TV. And you better believe that as soon as this one reaches halftime, I will be going onto my Instagram account and giving that one a follow, and we certainly hope you will do the same, as I'm sure that now there are many people, including the guy right in front of me in the press box on his phone, who is going to our Twitter account right now to do that exact same thing. As the Zephyrs can play the ball now, Grace Paddleford tried to send it across before Underwood can gather it, but sent it into the legs of a pony. And here comes Mahtomedi back the other way, a long pass off of the pony's Bagan. As the fight for the ball continues, Paddleford now sending it back. It goes there, and it can be shoveled up ahead before it can be intercepted once again, and the ponies can go back the other way. Some great back and forth action here between the ponies and the Zephyrs, as the ball can be played on the far side for Stillwater. It would be Andringa to play it before it got led all the way back to Abby Bagan. And then onto this near side for Floor. Floor cross in front, intended for Knox, intercepted by the Zephyrs. Goes off of Knox. It'll bounce out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. As Vanderlau looking for Underwood again. Goes off of a couple of heads before Sexton can try to feed it cross for Underwood. Intercepted, though, by the ponies. Underwood gathers it back again, though. Underwood back there now for Moreau. And the ponies can start trying to force pressure, but the ball goes bouncing out of the back of the goal line. Another goal kick coming here for the Mahtomedi goaltender. As we'll await play, Vanderlau will take it here for Mahtomedi. Vanderlau's right-footed kick, a line drive into the center of the pitch, off of a knee of a pony, before bouncing back through to center. And then onto this near side now, where Moreau plays it up ahead, and just a little bit too far, as the Zephyrs and the ponies fight hard for the ball. Goes off of the legs of Lauren Heinz, the sophomore forward, and it will be a throw-in coming here for Stillwater. As it goes off of the head now of Hannah Beach, and it'll bounce out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in coming for Stillwater. As it'll be Floor throwing the ball in, but the Zephyrs snuff that opportunity out, and they'll send it up ahead, off of the head now of Hallie Peterson. Before once again Mahtomedi can regain control as Abby Bagan sent it far up ahead now, and Molly Connors tried to play it up ahead, but it comes back onto this near side. Lexi Huber can play it for Stillwater. Huber appeared to be interfered with. The whistle will blow, and as a result, the ponies will get a free kick coming. As I believe that we look at the head coach, Mike Huber, we believe that that is her daughter, freshman at Stillwater High School. Of course, a major transition in the Stillwater School District is that instead of having a junior high school and a high school, as the opportunity in front goes bouncing wide and out of bounds. But the Stillwater School District has changed from the junior high school model to now a middle school and a high school. So, of course, best of luck to the Stillwater School District as they make that difficult transition for students and faculty alike. As the ball from Vanderlau gets sent into the center of the pitch, where it can be intercepted. As they try to play it up ahead, it goes past Andringa, who regains control and reestablishes possession as Floor now. Sent it up ahead for Andringa, and then past Knox, but Knox is quick to race to it. Knox has a ball with some curve on it, spirals into the corner, and it should be a goal kick coming for Mahtomedi. Whistles blow, we'll have a substitution come on. This will be Hannah Gorelnik, who will wait till I get a better view of the number. It'll be Hannah Gorelnik replacing Hannah Laughlin, so a Hannah for Hannah switch. Here for Mahtomedi. The right-footed kick of Vanderlau can be gathered up by Knox for Stillwater. As a Stillwater player took a elbow to the head and she grabbed her face, but appears to be playing all right, as that was Hannah Beach that took that elbow to the head, I believe. There'll be a throw-in coming here for Stillwater on that far side, as the Ponies have been able to dictate much of the pace of play here in the early goings of this one. 20 minutes in almost. Still no score. Zephyrs Ponies here on SEC Sports. My name is Alex Westad. Thank you for joining us here on this broadcast tonight between two local powerhouses here in the East Metro. As Underwood goes across now for Moreau. Moreau sends it back and goes all the way now for Peyton Nelson. Nelson across onto that far side, as the Zephyrs can try to send back the other way. As there's Goralnik now. Goralnik, as the ball can be sent further along now, as the Zephyrs might have an opportunity here. But Connors was able to play the ball well before Mahtomedi can regain possession again, center of the pitch. Goes all the way back now. As here's Peyton Nelson. Nelson, the captain, across for Moreau. And then now for Vanderlau. Back to Nelson. Nelson still racing with the ball. Tried to lead it up ahead for Underwood, but it can be gathered up there by Hallie Peterson for Stillwater, who will shovel it ahead off of the foot of Moreau, though, and the Zephyrs have an opportunity, as it just handcuffed Lauren Heinz a little bit too much. And the shot to the right of the goaltender, as Evie Cohn will come out to play that one for Stillwater. Cohn, the Stillwater goaltenders, will take a look at the opportunity here. As you can see, a little shot there on goal to try and force the goaltender to come out, maybe create a rebound. Does not go fruitless, as they were able to at least see what the goaltender could do. But now Graybow here for Mahtomedi is able to take control. Sent back now, and then further up ahead on that far side. Racing for the ball, fighting with it. It goes out of bounds off of the Ponies, and it'll be a Mahtomedi throw-in coming. We'll get some substitutions coming on. 5, 14, and 23, so that'll be Schultz, Meyer, and Graybow coming in now for Mahtomedi, and they'll replace Underwood and Sexton, and I believe that's Michaela Firminger as well for Mahtomedi. On the far side, as we await the wonderful throwing capabilities of Megan Clements. We got to see that a couple of times last week. High ball off the end of the foot just can be gathered up by the goaltender Cohn. And she'll be able to play it across the field for Evelyn Floor. Floor, a strong kick up ahead intended for Knox, too strong. Goes over the head, and it'll be a throw-in. It must have touched her head. And it goes Floor now for Knox before it's intercepted there by Paddleford. Paddleford, though, sends it out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in coming for the Stillwater Ponies. Floor off of Beach. Beach fighting with the ball for Knox. And then it can be controlled once again for Huber. Huber now for Andringa. For turning it over now for the Zephyrs, who try to clear it back the other way. Zephyrs, long head pass for Graybow in the center of the field as the Zephyrs try to race numbers. Not enough time, though, for Stillwater, as they were able to take control. Racing to the ball are the ponies as it comes to Beach now in the center of the pitch. Comes all the way now to Moreau on the near side as it goes bouncing out of bounds. And it should be a throw-in coming here as Floor will take it for Stillwater. Floor throws it in and it can be gathered up there by Knox. Knox sent it up ahead. Zephyrs try to maintain control. Will go bouncing right on that line. Knox will let it go out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in coming again for Stillwater. As Floor sent it in off of Huber. And the Zephyrs were able to gather up that opportunity. And they can start moving the other way as Sonia Meyer sent it off of, that's Floor. And we'll get some more substitutions as Sydney Ponick and Michaela Firminger can come back on for the Zephyrs. Away playing this one. Vanderlau throws it in. Goes off of Knox for Stillwater. Off of another pony, and then it can bounce into the center of the field now for Andringa. All the way back now, Connors playing defensively for Stillwater. Taking the ball up to the halfway point of the field. Goes off of Julia Bernard on the far side. There'll be a throw coming for the Zephyrs. Ponies have not made a substitution as of yet. We'll see if they continue to go with their lines throughout the duration of this game or if they will substitute for somebody else at some point. As it'll be on the far side, Megan Clements to take the throw in here for Mahtomedi. Waiting for her offense to set up. Simply will throw the ball in. It can be played there by Clements off of a couple of players. And then back into the center of the field, an opportunity here, and a shot, goal! A beautiful goal. It's Lauren Heinz, I believe, who buried that opportunity. It's 1-0 Mahtomedi on a great shot from that corner. As we'll take a look at the number there, I believe that's number 5, Abby Schultz instead, as a shot well over the head of the goaltender Cohn. Great angle and a great way to play that ball and give the Zephyrs a 1-0 lead here against the Stillwater Ponies. So it'll be Schultz's goal that gives the Zephyrs a lead here, 1-0, with 16 minutes and counting to go in this one. And the Ponies will look to have an answer here for this one. As Floor sends it back in off the foot of Knox, and then back in further defensively where the Zephyrs can play. Up ahead, Vanderlau hits it back as it goes off of some ponies. Goes now for the goal scorer, Schultz, and then across to the center of the field, too far from the Zephyrs. And go for Ponick now as it goes back for Paddleford. And then the Zephyrs who play up defensively now. Ponick, right-footed kick, sent high into the air. There can be gathered now. Bouncing ball, Paddleford.
Correction on the goal.
Sent it up
Scored by
ahead now.
number 5, Abby Schultz.
As the PA announcer has announced a goal change as well, giving it to Schultz instead of Heinz. Of course, in this press box here, not connected by or closed off by a door. So more often than not, if we are here, they do rely on the things that we say. So I do apologize for being wrong as we get a whistle to come here, and it'll be substitutions upcoming for Stillwater is 13, 18, and 20. Rachel Folden, Megan Howard, and Michaela Vilmy, who will come on for Stillwater, and they'll replace Floor, Huber, and then Knox as well. So complete replacement of that front line for the Ponies. As Vanderlau will send it up ahead. And the Zephyrs look to move the other way as Graybow sent it off of her foot, but Andringa can take control for Stillwater. Back the other way. The Zephyrs look to move. But the pass intercepted by Stillwater, and they can look to add some pressure. As here's Andringa now. With control. Sends it onto that far side before being crossed to the center of the field, looking for Bagan. As the ball will roll out there to Emma Anderson. Anderson tried to send it ahead to herself, and she'll send it across that goal line, but that will be out of bounds, and the goal kick will be awarded to Mahtomedi. So Vanderlau will take it here for Mahtomedi. 14 minutes to go in this opening half. Zephyrs, Ponies. Intercepted once again by Andringa for Stillwater. Andringa sent it up ahead where it can go onto the far side and then bounce out of the corner inside the goal line, and it will be a goal line goal kick opportunity here for Mahtomedi. As we see Vanderlau returning to the goal box once again, looking down now at Sidney Ponick, the sophomore midfielder here for the Zephyrs. As Vanderlau sends a right-footed kick into the center off of Andringa for Stillwater, but it could be met there and sent further ahead as Paddleford tried to play the ball across and continues to do so as the Zephyrs look to add to their lead. Intercepted though, and Vilmy can play it for Stillwater. Intercepted though once again, and it can send back the other way for Clemens. We'll give it across now, and it'll be Sonia Meyer to take control for Mahtomedi. Meyer's pass intended on that far side for Graybow goes out of bounds. There'll be a throw-in coming for Stillwater as the Ponies throw the ball in. It was bouncing off of a couple of heads, and it can come to Goralnik, who can start a rush the other way as the Stillwater Ponies take control. Beach tried to race for it, but it can go instead to Julia Bernard, out of bounds, and a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. We'll have some substitutions coming on for Mahtomedi as 6, 9, 10, and 11. Sexton, Heinch, Laughlin, and Underwood will come on, and they'll replace Graybow, Schultz, one other number, that's 14, Meyer, and then Paddleford as well for Mahtomedi. And a throw-in here now. Goes off of the foot of Connors, bounces high off of the head of the Ponies. And Beach will take it the other way for Stillwater. Beach left it ahead, but her wing was not streaking as she had hoped, and the Zephyrs can take it the other way. Goes back now, where Nelson can send it into the center of the field. And then onto this far side, where here comes number 13, Rachel Folden, sent it across the field before it goes all the way back now. The Zephyrs off of Folden. Folden falls down, and Underwood can move it the other way for Mahtomedi. Has some great play back and forth. Up ahead now, Ponick racing around Folden. Cutting back now, Ponick sent it up ahead, looking for Underwood or Heinch. But the ball will be controlled by Connors of the Ponies, who will send it further up ahead and off of the foot of Goralnik out of bounds. It should be a Stillwater throw, and it will be, as Julia Bernard will take control for Stillwater. Bernard throwing it into the center of the pitch for Bagan. Then back for Bernard. Goes right off of the Mahtomedi defender on that far side, and Bagan will take it again. As it finds Vilmy here in the center of the field. Vilmy sent it back. And then all the way back now as the Zephyrs can regain control for Heinch, I believe, in the center of the pitch. Heinch lays the ball back now as that's Sexton to play it for Mahtomedi. And all the way back onto the far side. Paddleford skips it up ahead. And the Ponies intercept the pass there as Vilmy off of a head now. And the Ponies try to take control, but the Zephyrs quickly, as Vanderlau, take away that opportunity. As that's Nelson now for Vanderlau once again. Challenged defensively by the Ponies. Ponick almost turned the ball over and did. As a great defensive play by Megan Howard takes away the opportunity. As there's Andringa. Gives the opportunity cut off defensively once again, though, by Mahtomedi. Goes onto the far side there, but it's held in by Bernard. Bernard's cross in front goes off of a head. Goes here to Andringa, and then the Mahtomedi team lays it right up ahead. And it can be led now with some time and space onto this far near side, rather. As there's Laughlin to take it for Mahtomedi. A long stretch pass up ahead off of Connors, who sends it high into the air. Connors off of the shoulder of Laughlin. And it comes to the Zephyrs onto their far side once again. As it goes up ahead now. Goralnik fighting for the ball. Into the center of the pitch for Heinch. And onto the near side now, Ponick. Ponick defended nicely though by Andringa. Andringa will send it back and can be sent onto this near side now, looking for Howard. Howard Long pass bouncing, holding the line. Beach can reach it for Stillwater. Beach sends it in front. It goes to the corner. It goes out past the goal line. It'll be another goal kick for Mahtomedi with 8:45 and counting here to go in this first half. Stillwater trailing this one 1-0 as Mahtomedi leads it on Abby Schultz's goal, breaking a 2-game scoreless drought for the Zephyrs.
Now in for Stillwater.
As we'll await the goal kick opportunity coming, it'll be Vanderlau once again to take it for Mahtomedi. The right-footed kick, a line drive off of the head of the Stillwater player Huber, as many of the Stillwater starters have returned. And Clements will take it on the far side on this throw-in opportunity here for Mahtomedi. Clements, a long throw-in, past a couple of ponies off of the back of a Zephyr, and then comes back into the center of the pitch as well, off of the head of a couple of players before Knox tried to race for the ball. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming for Stillwater. Knox into the center looking for Hewer, and then back for Knox. Got it into the center, but the Zephyrs playing very sound defensively, collapsing on these opportunities that the ponies have had. We're able to erase that opportunity. Andringa races the ball, sends it off of Ponick, and it'll be a throw-in coming for Stillwater as Andringa sends it high looking for Beach. As the ball will bounce, it can be played there, and then again to the near side for Vanderlau. Vanderlau for Ponick, off of a couple of players. It bounces around. Vanderlau can play it again though on this near side. Here is Sexton now, as the ball can be played ahead for Underwood, and then across now. And then onto the near side once again, and evades Sexton before the ponies. Folden can take it there. As it goes for Knox. And then back to the center of the pitch, as that's Hannah Laughlin playing now for Mahtomedi. It goes all the way back, almost too far for Clements, where it can be gathered up again inside of the goal box by Peyton Nelson. Turnover though, and the ponies have an opportunity. Shot on goal, quickly smothered up there by Megan Lazawi to keep her 0 there. And a nice save by Lazawi, as a strong right-footed kick right at the head, and the goaltender able to put the gloves up and make that save. And a couple of more substitutions coming on for Mahtomedi, getting fresh legs out as Moreau and Wagner will come on to replace Ponick.
And number 22.
And I'll wait for that number to come clearly across, as it's Abby Schultz coming off once again. For my correction, that is Michaela Firminger, and a whistle will blow. A free kick coming now for Mahtomedi. As Paddleford takes it, a long line drive, right-footed kick to the center of the pitch. Bounces high, and it can be intercepted by Vilma for Stillwater. Vilma for Huber now on that far side. Taken away and then sent way up ahead. Goes bouncing out past the end zone of the football field and out of bounds. And another goal kick coming here for Mahtomedi, as the Zephyrs have done a great job of, now that they've had the lead, they have collapsed defensively and given the ponies, aside from one strong opportunity, no real chances to do much with the ball here tonight. As Vanderlau's kick into the center of the pitch bounces off of a head, too far past Heinz, and the ponies look to send it back in as it goes over the head of Beach, then off of the foot of Knox. It can be gathered once again, though, by Clements. Intercepted by Vilma. And the ponies, a long shot on, hits the ground and bounces slightly off to the left of the goalie. And it can be another goal kick opportunity, as Vanderlau will take it once again here from Mahtomedi. And Vanderlau's right-footed kick over the head, off of Andringa for Stillwater. And Beach played it off of Clements defensively. And the ponies will throw the ball in from that far sideline. Looking to set up. It goes off of a Stillwater Mahtomedi player. It can go bouncing all the way back where Connors can play it for Stillwater. Intercepted, though, very nicely by Laughlin. And Sexton plays it further up ahead onto that far side. Bouncing past Connors. It's a race to the ball. But Ava Pagnucco can play it there for Stillwater. But Andringa takes control for Stillwater. Andringa's right-footed kick off of the head there as the lights start to come on here. in brief fashion, as I'm sure the field will be illuminated completely soon. Off of a couple of heads, it goes bouncing right back out, and Dringa can play it again for Stillwater, as she'll throw it in off of the foot of a couple of Zephyrs, goes off of the foot of Vilma now, and it'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. As Vanderlau throws the ball in, looking up ahead, goes off of the hands of Folden, or the arms, I suppose. Of course, a handball not being a legal play in soccer. Long pass up ahead, intended too far for the Pony defense. And the Zephyr attack, as it will go out of bounds. It's kicked right off of our camera. Could have been a very expensive shot. As we will wait for the throw-in to come, we'll take a look here at this shot. And when we get a moment, we'll certainly take a look at that shot. Of course, some great work by our camera crew here tonight. Much better than the camera crew that did the first game of this doubleheader, as we will look to play the ball there. Of course, I say that jokingly because this is the exact same crew that did the first game of the doubleheader as well. So if you think me to be a mean person, I'm certainly not. I was simply making a joke that hopefully one of the camera operators laughed at slightly. And it'll be Connors to play the ball on the goal kick opportunity for Stillwater here in their own defensive half. Connors' right-footed kick, a line drive right through the center of the pitch, intercepted by the Zephyrs once again. Taken down, will be a whistle and a free kick coming here as Paddleford can take it, as we'll take a look at that replay off of the camera right down below us. We'll wait to see. Right off of the camera, hopefully our camera operator Karen is okay down there. We'll check on her at the half. As the ball will be played in the center of the field, the goaltender Cohn will take it for Mahtomedi. Can be played to Sexton now in the center of the pitch, before bouncing all the way down and rolling now to Anderson, who takes control for Stillwater. For Connors, as she'll send it up ahead now onto that far side, it will go bouncing out of bounds, and it'll be a Mahtomedi throw-in coming in, hopefully with a little bit more room, as they'll throw it in. Goes off of the Zephyr player, and a throw-in coming, as Anderson will play it for Stillwater. Anderson's throw-in. Line drive off of a couple of feet, where it can be played further along now, and then onto the far side, where the Zephyrs look to have one more opportunity here before this first half ends here with a minute to go. Zephyrs leading 1-0 on the goal by Abby Schultz about halfway through, as Paddleford plays it for Mahtomedi, spins around one defender, shoveling it up ahead off of a couple of Ponies as they tried to clear before Connors is able to simply head it up field where Megan Howard can play. And a race now as Beach is able to get back for Stillwater, and the Ponies have numbers if they get around. Beach racing in, tried to get a shot off, but defended nicely by Vanderlau. Cuts away the opportunity for Stillwater, and an opportunity they'll wish to have back, but great defense by the Zephyrs was able to shut that one off. As we'll await the throw-in coming. Not sure what's going on that sideline over there. It'll be a Stillwater throw-in, as you can hear the Stillwater parents as usual in full force. Right-footed cross attempt on, headed into the air, and it bounces again. Further, lots of players down on the ground, but the Zephyrs can send it back out, and with 1 second and 0, that will do it here in this opening half of play here between the Zephyrs and the Ponies. A great matchup so far, but it is Abby Schultz's goal about halfway through this opening half that puts the Zephyrs on top 1-0. We'll be back after a short break. This is your home for Zephyr Girls Soccer here on SCC Sports.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. The best part about playing soccer is that I just get to run around and have fun. Just because I had a heart transplant, I don't expect people to take it easy on me. I can still do anything they can do. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live. I feel like it's my responsibility to live each day to the fullest. And the thing I look forward to the most is having my own family.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I am a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This is the city where danger lurks. Today, a new creature walks among us, terrorizing innocent citizens. They prowl the streets alone and in packs, causing mayhem, destruction, and carnage. Warning, until this threat can be contained, we must all be on the lookout for the dreaded digital deadwalkers. They're not looking out for you.
Dude! Engage!
A public service safety message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who want to keep everyone well connected.
Sorry.
With strong, healthy bones.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Shot of the game so far comes not on a goal, but here on an opportunity where one of the Stillwater players was trying to clear the ball, and the ball, as you can see, just grazed the side of our camera equipment and our camera operator, Karen. As you can see, Karen down there, she's been working here, volunteering with SCC since 1993, which is longer than I have been alive, so we're certainly thankful for her service here tonight. Unfortunately, because it is volunteer-based, I'm not 100% sure that workman's comp is available. However, we're certainly thankful for her service, as well as the other volunteers that are atop the camera booth or the press box here at George Smith Field on a beautiful September night here in Mahtomedi. Ponies lead, trailing this one 1-0 as Abby Schultz's goal at about the 20th minute here in this one is the difference so far between two teams that are looking to extend their seasons and make it to the state tournament this year. Since we were talking about volunteers, if ever you're interested in volunteering here at SCC Sports, certainly send Arlen an email. I believe since everybody got new emails, his email is arlen@scctv.org. Send him an email and we'll certainly be able to come on out and have you do some camera work. As you can see, our volunteers waving to us, doing their best work. for both of the games here of this doubleheader. And of course, I'm slightly more below where they are here at the Al Sandsgaard Memorial Press Box, as I will stick my hand out the window there and say hello to everybody. And then I'll come back inside because it's very chilly out as the opening serve of this one gets the second half underway here. Ponies and Zephyrs here on this one on SCC Sports as the ball comes to Ponick here now on this near side. Ponick fights off one of the defenders on the tackle. Now, as you may have guessed, soccer is not my primary sport, or the sport which I know the most about. So one of our camera operators, Casey McCloy, was able to come down and volunteer and give some feedback. So I'm certainly thankful for that opportunity to be able to learn from our other camera operators as the ball goes out of bounds. Off of Sonia Myers, and it'll be a throw-in coming, or a free kick rather, for the Zephyrs, as Ponick now can play it off the far side. A long shot goes off the goal, mostly stadium or the soccer pitch. Not fully illuminated yet, as the lights struggling to come on. It is a little dark on the field here for sure on what's become a very chilly night here in Mahtomedi. The throw in though from Clements bounces off a couple of players before it can be bounced all the way back further up ahead as the Zephyrs try to create a rush, as now Stillwater moves right to left across your TV screen, battling for it. Some great tackling and challenging on both sides of the ball as it can come to Clements now here for Mahtomedi. Clements racing it further ahead now, where the Zephyrs can play it on this near side as Clements tackles, perhaps illegally, as we take a look at the lights here. As you can see, half of the lights have bulbs burnt out. If anybody has an extremely tall ladder or has a small child that they feel confident throwing up there to change the lights, I'm sure that we could make that work to fully illuminate the stadium as it comes to Ponick here on the near side. Ponick stutter steps around one, and then gets it back to Gorelnik before it goes back to the center of the field, where Beach can pay close attention to the ball here for Stillwater as it bounces off of a couple of heads. Goes all the way back, where Stillwater can look to add to the pressure. Onto the far side now. The Ponies send it in for Beach. Missed the head. And it can be taken by Lazawi for Mahtomedi, as she'll send it right-footed kick. Again, we mentioned the temperature here in Mahtomedi. It certainly has cooled off. At the start, it was about 60 degrees. But now, as I take a look now, hovering right around 50. Considering the first day of school, a very chilly night here in Mahtomedi. As a shot on goal from way out from Andringa can be smothered quickly by Lazawi. And she'll look to play the ball up ahead further for the Zephyrs. Lazawi's in the right-footed kick, center of the pitch, off of a pony and a Zephyr. But racing to the ball is a Mahtomedi player. Comes on now to Schultz, the goal scorer for Mahtomedi. Schultz fighting for it as a pony falls down. It'll be a free kick coming for Stillwater. We take a look again at the weather now. Exactly 50, mostly cloudy, as the wind has slowed even further now. Winds out of the north, 7 miles an hour, as it does seem to be a little bit slower, especially as the direction of the weather vane here on the south side is another player taken down, and the physicality really ramped up in this matchup. Both sides tackling extremely physically, at times potentially riskily. We will wait to see if the officials decide to take the cards out of their pockets at any time. But for now, everything is clean in the eyes of the officials. Ball sent further up ahead on this near side over the head of Bernard. And a smart decision to do so, as it'll be a throw-in coming here. Perhaps not, as the Zephyrs will take it. Ponick fighting with two ponies for the ball. Comes to Beach now in the center of the field. Has a man open on the far side. Down goes Gralnick. Beach's shot goes high off the crossbar, and it'll be out of play. And a goal kick opportunity coming, as the ponies are responding with some great fight. As we look at the shot here from Beach. Nice right-footed kick, maybe a little bit too under. Hit the crossbar perfectly. But unfortunately, not enough, as the goaltender Lazawi cannot tie her shoes because of the oversized gloves on her hands. So certainly great sportsmanship by her own teammate Ava Vanderlau to play the ball there as it goes bouncing on to the center of the field once again. Over the head of a couple of players where it can reach defensively as someone's pushed off the ball. And it can go into the corner once again where the Ponies can take it. Further up ahead and bounced off, bouncing all the way back now as the Zephyr player Hannah Laughlin decided to take a seat on the bench before returning to the field of play. Field still very slippery, very fast as a result of the rain that fell in between the second period of the first game where the Zephyrs defeated Liberty Classical Academy 13-0. And in the first period of this one too, where the rain was falling fairly considerably throughout the duration of play. As the ball goes out of bounds, hitting our mic on that near side. Our equipment in the line of fire tonight. As the Ponies throw the ball in off of the head and then back the other way go the Ponies. Before Gralnick's able to play it in for Mahtomedi, and then off of a couple of players as they fight for it on the inside. And it can be played now here for Clements. Clements, who throws the ball in off of the foot of Schultz. And then back to the center of the pitch, but Beach can take control for Stillwater. Looking for Knox up ahead, but it goes into the far side. And Vanderlau can play it for Mahtomedi onto the far side even further as it comes back into the possession of Mahtomedi, looking to play the ball, do some damage. Goes back defensively. Of course, it's getting tougher to see the numbers with the lighting on the field being what it is, so I will do my best to be able to say who is playing the ball, but unfortunately I cannot see it quite as well as I would like to. It goes back onto the far side. Ponies can take it over there. A long shot on goal can be sent in front. Racing around a couple as they'll go 2-2, one-on-one aside. As the ball will go into the corner. It can be played here by the Ponies, Julia Bernard. Bernard tries to get around one defender, couldn't do so. She'll send it in across, goes off of the Zephyr defender before coming right back in front though, and then off of the corner out of play, and it'll be Lexi Huber whose shot sent it wide. As there's a Zephyr down tying shoes, it'll be a corner coming here for Stillwater. It'll be Dara Andringa to take it. Here for Stillwater as the Ponies get an opportunity here on the corner. She'll switch sides of that circle right on the flag where she'll want to kick the ball. And the cross in front. Opportunity here off of the goalpost, back out, and it goes wide again. The Ponies' opportunity on the corner goes wide, and Lazawi's able to come out, make that save, and the opportunity for the Ponies goes wasted as the great cross in front. As you can see, it's bouncing around there off of a couple of heads. Beach tried to put it off of her knee into the back of the net, but Lazawi was able to gather up the rebound and create an opportunity back the other way as Connor sends it back in now for Stillwater. On the way back now where the Zephyrs can play it defensively. As that was Peyton Nelson, ball bouncing up ahead and then off of Emma Anderson, and then back to Andringa now in the center of the field. Zephyrs with an opportunity and a rush, but the Ponies are able to send that off of the head of Anderson again and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. 5 substitutions coming on for the Zephyrs. As Mahtomedi looks to get fresh legs. And they'll throw in here. We'll take it, and we'll see once again the spinning throw-in of Megan Clements. Or she'll save that for a rainy day, and it'll go here now onto the far side. As our producer in the truck has pointed out, it is a rainy day. So surprising that she would not use it today, as the challenge there creates a throw-in opportunity as Ponick was taken down, perhaps because of the quality of the turf by Bagan. As we await the throw-in or somebody to take it, as there is now the spinning throw from Clements. Totally raining day, and a great opportunity there as well. be another throw-in coming here. Or a corner opportunity coming here for Mahtomedi. It'll be Sexton setting up on this opportunity here for Mahtomedi. The cross in front, off of the goaltender, bouncing high into the air. And he'll come all the way back out to about the 20-yard line before Stillwater is able to take control the other way as Andringa sends it up ahead, looking for Bernard here on the near side. But the Zephyrs able to send it right back in, off of a head. And the challenges continue to come hard and fast as it goes back to Andringa, who sends it across to that far side. Into the center of the field now, Beach can play it for Stillwater. Back onto the far side now, sent in front. Beach, a little bit too far, goes off of her back as she falls down to the turf. And Vanderlau can send it all the way back now for Stillwater to have the throw-in opportunity. Throws it in, does fold in now as it goes bouncing. And with under 10 minutes gone here, over 10 minutes rather, gone here in the second half, Zephyrs still leading 1-0. A whistle blows and it'll be a throw-in opportunity for Mahtomedi as substitutions prepare to come on for the Zephyrs. And the play goes into the center of the field now for Paddleford. Paddleford, who trips over the ball, creates an opportunity 3-on-3 for Stillwater. Beach tripped up by Paddleford. It'll be a free kick coming for Stillwater at about the 35-yard line. So we'll take a look at the opportunity here where Beach tripped up defensively by Paddleford. As again, the slippery conditions of this turf have made it difficult. Connors' right-footed kick on goal and just goes wide. As Connors has created an opportunity, and that right-footed kick just went wide as a great opportunity for Stillwater. Goes unused fully as it looked like she was intending to hit Julia Bernard in the center. And a couple of players too as it just bounced off ahead and harmlessly out of way for the Zephyrs. And it'll be a goal kick coming here as Vanderlau will take it once again for Mahtomedi. The right-footed line drive right back into the Ponies' Lexi Huber, the freshman. And the Zephyrs look to extend play back the other way, looking to add to this 1-0 lead. Tripped up, played defensively. The officials will rule that it was clean and play will continue. Paddleford sends it on up ahead as it goes back to the far side now, where the Zephyrs can reestablish the pace. Onto this near side now. It comes all the way into the person of Hannah Gorelnik before bouncing out of bounds, as it was intended for Anna Wagner rather, and the Ponies will take it in. As Anderson now sent it in. Some great moves by Sexton of Mahtomedi as it goes off of Andringa. And we'll get a throw in here for Mahtomedi. The throw in, bouncing off of a couple of heads before it comes into the center of the pitch, before being intercepted and shoveled ahead, but the Ponies will take control before Wagner plays it for Mahtomedi. Intercepted though once again by Bagan. Bagan for Bernard. And it can be intercepted, sent out of bounds, and Anderson will play it here for Stillwater. And here we go once again as it can be corralled by Bagan, who sends it to Knox standing in the center of the pitch, and then back to Floor, who's streaking on. It goes off of a Zephyr on that far side. And a throw-in coming for Stillwater. Bounced in, Knox racing for the ball. She'll play it there, looking for Floor. And a throw-in coming for the Zephyrs. Quickly back the other way. Off of a couple of players before she'll race back the other way. Abby Bagan. Bagan leaving it for Knox, who can hold that line. And then gets it back now for Floor. Floor. Headed back. Yes, here's Emma Anderson now. Anderson up ahead. Wagner playing defense as Julia Bernard tries to steal the ball away from her, and some great challenges on both sides of the ball. Physical contact ensues, and it'll be a free kick coming from Mahtomedi as the physical got a little bit too much so. As we'll take a look at the opportunity here, you can see Wagner and Bernard fighting for the ball, and I believe that there must have been some tripping of the legs that got that occurred there, and so the Zephyrs will have the opportunity here on this free kick. Right-footed kick. A little bit too far, whistle blew, I believe. Somebody in front pushed, I believe it was Michaela Firminger, the captain, one of the captains for this Mahtomedi team, who pushed a pony. And as a result, Connors will take it for Stillwater, who throws it in on goal, and the goaltender Lazawi is able to come out and take it on this near side. And she'll be able to force play here for Mahtomedi, whose right-footed kick high into the air, into the center of the field, and it bounces into the Stillwater half of play, as it can be raced for, and the Zephyrs fighting for that ball on that far side. Taking over a whistle, and another free kick coming back the other way, as it'll be Connors to take it for Stillwater. Line drive kick through the center of the field, through a couple of offensive players, and then back out as they look to reestablish play. Ball goes now onto this far side as Mahtomedi can play it once again. Stretch pass, looking to get around the defense. Around another one, it goes off of a couple of players. We'll wait to see which way it goes, and it'll go in possession of Stillwater. They'll throw it right back in. So it goes off of Huber, and this time it'll go in possession of Mahtomedi. Throwing it back the other way now. Ponies can regain control. For the most of this game, from what I've seen, Stillwater has been in control relatively most of the time. But when the Zephyrs are given offensive opportunities, like they might be given one here, as Laughlin takes the ball in. Laughlin shoveled it back, and it goes out of bounds. When the Zephyrs have had offensive opportunities, they've been extremely dangerous and great chances for Mahtomedi, as the ball bounces center of the pitch before it can be intercepted by Andringa and then sent back in as the Zephyrs like to extend themselves. And so here's Anderson now, looking through the center of the pitch around the official. Goes Huber. And the Zephyrs can try to send the ball back the other way as Laughlin sent it back, and here comes an opportunity for Beach. Beach, a long stretch pass, looking there on that far side for Bernard as the goaltender way out of position. Bernard dished around one defender. Bernard tried to get it off two players, but couldn't do so. And a little bit of a questionable play there by Dara Andringa, basically shoving back two Mahtomedi players to position the ball. Streaking in now, here's Peterson. Turned it over, and Mahtomedi can regain control. Under the near side, she'll hold the line. Will Wagner for Mahtomedi. Wagner cross in front off of Connors' foot, but Underwood sends it back to Mahtomedi's possession, but Andringa plays it once again. Andringa now for Anderson on the near side. Anderson sends a left-footed kick in, but the Zephyrs can look to create opportunities the other way. Paddleford has the ball almost taken away, but Vanderlau can send it out for Stillwater as a clear check there by Connors. I know that it's not called a check in soccer, but that's basically what it was. As we'll take a look at the replay here. As you can see the opportunity there where the ball was taken away from Paddleford, and then the opportunity back the other way as Connors ran into the Mahtomedi player. And as physicality ramps up on both sides, the cards remain in the pocket of these officials, deciding rather to let them play. As a clearing attempt by Mahtomedi goes back into the Stillwater defensive half. It can be Anderson who plays it for Stillwater. Goes out of bounds off of Anderson, even though Underwood was close for Mahtomedi. It'll be a Zephyr throw, and as substitutions come on. Almost halfway done here in this second half. Zephyrs leading 1-0 on the strength of Abby Schultz's goal at about the similar time in the first half. Here's Clements throwing it in, looking for a couple of players before it can go back onto the near side. Intercepted, cut off nicely, as that was Meyer who was trying to play the ball. Goes off of the official though, and Andringa can play it for Stillwater and then sends it across for her teammate Knox. Knox further up ahead, goes off of the Mahtomedi forward, or midfielder rather, playing back, sent into the front of the field for Lexi Huber. Huber challenged well as the ball can be sent back by Stillwater as they'll reestablish their attack. Emma Anderson now gathering speed, racing up on this near side. Anderson around the defense, looking to create an opportunity. A right-footed cross in front gives an opportunity for Beach, but it goes wasted as Andringa will have to play the ball well back into the defensive half of the field for Mahtomedi. We'll get a whistle and a free kick for Stillwater, as the Mahtomedi faithful don't like that call. But nevertheless, Connors will take this free kick for Stillwater as they'll set everybody up in front of the net, with the exception of 2 players, 3, I believe, who are standing back to gather up a rebound. Everybody else in front of the net. The right-footed kick from Connors sent on in front, and it goes just wide. Oh, another opportunity. 2 great, well-executed free kick opportunities by the Ponies, but they have nothing to show for it. As you can see, another setup where Beach was right in front of the net to bury the rebound, but unfortunately nothing to show for it again, as these chances might haunt the Ponies if they walk out of here without the victory tonight. As here's Beach once again, taken over by Mahtomedi, past a couple of players, and it can be gathered up again. They fight for the ball as Beach plays on that far side, racing around a couple of defenders. Knox trying to race for it for Stillwater, couldn't quite get there in time, and it'll be out of bounds, and Mahtomedi will get the throw-in on that far side. Another throw-in coming for Stillwater as it went right off of a Zephyr. The throw-in to the center, bounces to the Zephyr defense, who is covered well. Goes bouncing as Mahtomedi races for it. Goes a little bit too far for anybody, and Stillwater can control once again, starting to control the pace of this game and maintain offensive zone pressure in the Mahtomedi defensive end. Here's Anderson now. Anderson send it off a shoulder where it can bounce further back now, and Bagan can play it for Stillwater as it bounces to the right of the goal. Out of bounds, and a goal kick coming here for Mahtomedi as Vanderlau will take it once again. As we look at the opportunity from Bagan, a bouncing high ball. Now the goaltender, Lazawi, was certainly comfortable with just letting bounce out of bounds. Vanderlau's right-footed kick into the center of the field once again. Excuse me. As it goes bouncing. And can be played by Anderson here on this near side. As it goes bouncing past the goaltender. Almost an opportunity in front, taken down as Lazawi fell to her legs on the ground, and so did another Mahtomedi player. As we'll look at the opportunity here, you can see Beach playing in, and some miscommunication here as almost a dangerous opportunity, and a gift for Stillwater remains off the scoreboard, as the Zephyrs have been starting to play with fire here in these late stages of the second half. As we'll await the opportunity here as the ball gets thrown in, goes all the way back, a header can be sent all the way back, and Connors will have to race back into her defensive zone to play it for Stillwater. Sent back to the goaltender Cone, who has not seen much action here in this second half, as Connors sends a right-footed line drive kick up ahead as Julia Bernard races to it. Goes off of Anderson, and it'll be a throw in here right in front of the Zephyr bench. Upcoming for Mahtomedi, as now the Zephyrs look to respond with an offensive chance of their own. As here's Clements, who will take the throw in, as some substitutions will come on for Mahtomedi. Clements waiting for the opportunity to present itself, throws it far up ahead, looking for Underwood. But the Ponies can take it away. Beach sends it up further for Knox, but too far, pressuring well as it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Stillwater. So even though the Zephyrs had the opportunity to force the pressure, they will still have to go the other way, as Stillwater has responded well every time in this half. Right-footed shot off of the defender, goes bouncing onto this near side as Anderson races to it for Stillwater. Anderson Sent it in across for Bagan as it can bounce once again now for Bernard. Bernard battling with Clements, and it should be corner kick opportunity coming here for Stillwater as the ball goes out of bounds past the scoreboard, and Dara and Dringa can play it for Stillwater. So we'll wait to set it up. Ponies with 2 in front of the goal, 3 in rebound areas, and then 4 well back. Now they'll start to move some pressure up forward. Create some movement on the corner, opportunity in front of the goal and in! Stillwater ties it up on a well-executed corner kick opportunity. And it looks like, I'm not 100% sure what's going on as they'll get it back to the center of the field, but it looks like the goal will count for Stillwater as we'll look at the corner opportunity. An awesome cross in front for Andringa, went off of the knee of somebody on that far side. Could have been Beach, could have been anybody else. We'll have to see if we can get a closer angle of that one to see who scored it for sure. But nevertheless, with 14:35 and counting to go in this one, the Ponies have tied it up. It was looking like they were going to for a long time when finally they did tie it up here in the late stages of this second half. Here's Ponick. Ponick tried to send it into the corner where it can be played by Connors as Underwood slid down on the turf. Now that the Ponies have the momentum and continue to play with it, we will see what happens as a result. If the Zephyrs have the ability to respond and draw an equalizer as it goes off there of Clements. It can be played now for Schultz. Schultz, the goal scorer for Mahtomedi, sent it intended on the near side here for Heinz, but it will go out of bounds. Or rather, that's Sydney State for Mahtomedi, and the Ponies will take it once again as Connors can play it as a goal kick situation, the right-footed kick, another line drive, cut off by the Zephyrs, but unfortunately go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw kick coming here for for Stillwater. As it'll be Anderson taken. Anderson off of a couple of feet, goes out of bounds, and then off of Schultz. And it goes out of bounds once again, and it'll be a throw-in for the Zephyrs. As here's Ponick, sent it in, whistles blow. There must have been some miscommunication as a couple of balls were loose on the near sideline. So they'll throw it in again here as that will be Grace Paddleford to take it here for Mahtomedi as they'll set up players in front. Paddleford's right-footed kick. Opportunity in front, bouncing high, end over end, and it goes back out to the center of the pitch where Stillwater's Knox can send it back. Zephyrs with a shot on goal off of the goaltender Cone, and the Ponies can take it back the other way. Cone sends a right-footed kick, curving, arcing across the Zephyr head. Can be intercepted by Beach and sent up ahead further, where now Bernard will have an opportunity for Stillwater. Bernard backed off nicely before the Zephyrs can clear back out. And Dringa now for Stillwater, though. Ponies looking to tie it up. Beach playing around with the ball. Sent it back, almost turned it over, but a race for the ball. Sends it back as it goes high into the air, bouncing off of the foot of a couple of players before it can be held in by Mahtomedi as they look to respond. Up ahead now, here's Schultz. Schultz at the near side now for Ponick. Ponick sent off of the foot of the Stillwater player. It'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi with 11 minutes to go here in the second half. As we found out last week, it would be followed by 2 5-minute overtimes, preceded by a 3-minute rest period. Should we need that here tonight, we will have to wait and see. As the ball goes sailing on that near sideline, goes bouncing out. It'll be another throw-in coming from Mahtomedi. Thrown quickly back in, goes out of bounds again, and another quick throw-in here for the Zephyrs. It'll be Clements on the far side to take it, and again we'll see that head-over-head throw that she does. Clements throws in to the center, goes off of the foot of Connors in front of the net for Stillwater. And the ball will go all the way back out to the middle of the attacking half for Mahtomedi Or can go there on the far side, and it goes out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Zephyrs. Move the ball on, and a shot on goal. Gathered there by Cone. And she can play it again for Stillwater. Evie Cone has a right-footed kick. Another line drive to the center of the pitch. Intercepted, though, nicely again by Mahtomedi. Zephyrs responding well after giving up the tying goal. Comes all the way back now to Knox onto this near side. Long stretched pass up ahead looking for Beach. Beach gets there first, but the defense of Peyton Nelson from Mahtomedi is able to get there and sniff it out. Goes out of bounds. Throw-in coming from Mahtomedi as we reach the 30-minute mark here of this second half of play. As it goes now here for Dara Andringa in the center of the field. Andringa looking for Bernard. And it'll go bouncing out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming here for Stillwater. Deep in the attacking half. Throws it into the center of the pitch now. Now once again for Bernard. Off of the feet of Ponick, who sends it back over the head of Anderson. Where State tried to play it, but the Ponies were able to sniff out the opportunity and take it away. Here comes Andringa again. A right-footed shot on goal over the top. Just missed the corner. And the Zephyrs will be able to take a corner or a goal kick out of this. As you can see, Andringa's right-footed shot just barely over the top of the crossbar. And the opportunity goes silent here for Stillwater, as it can be played once again by Mahtomedi as they look to rush up the field. Connor plays it onto the far side where Ponick will simply let it go out of bounds and create the throw-in opportunity where Clements will take it for the Zephyrs. Clements throws it in, looking for State, too far, but Laughlin able to play. Cross now for Paddleford. Paddleford gets it up ahead for Goralnik. Goralnik racing in. Tried to push it off to Meyer before Meyer can watch it go all the way back now where Beach has numbers for Stillwater. But the Zephyrs play well defensively to send it back the other way. Goes bouncing off the head of Hallie Peterson. And then onto that far side even further for Evelyn Floor. Zephyrs turnover, intercepted in front. Gets around one, tripped up, a whistle blows. As another player goes down, we'll see if it's in the goal, and we'll get a penalty shot opportunity. A yellow card has been assessed here for Stillwater. And we'll wait to see what happens here, but a card has been issued. I'm not 100% sure who to, but a yellow card has been issued to one of the Stillwater players. As she'll come off, it'll be number 5, Emma Anderson, who gets the booking for the Stillwater Ponies. She will leave this match, and Rachel Folden will come on to take her spot as they'll get a free kick just outside of the goal box area, not quite in enough for a penalty kick. And we'll wait to see what happens here on the Zephyr opportunity. 8:13 to go here in the second half. As the Zephyrs set up this set piece, ball sits at the 16-yard line. It'll be Paddleford to take it from Mahtomedi. Waiting for the opportunity, and Paddleford approaches, right-footed kick high and then over the net. So the free kick opportunity goes unused by Mahtomedi as we take a look at the opportunity once again. As you can see, Paddleford just sent it over the goal. Right idea, but Stillwater had it defended well where there was a wall of players right in front of the net. Fortunately, couldn't quite create the angle and the arc to get the ball over the goaltender cone. And with under 8 minutes to go now, we will wait to see what happens next in this one, as there'll be a goal kick opportunity. Connors will play it ahead to the center of the field as it goes bouncing out of the ball on the far side. It'll be a throw-in coming from Mahtomedi. The throw-in can be played there as the Zephyrs on that far side look to reestablish another chance. This can be played across now. Long pass up ahead, bouncing off of the foot of a couple players. Another whistle goes. Still not 100% sure who got the yellow card there. I believe that was Emma Anderson who got it. So, of course, we'll wait to see what happens regarding that as play moves on. It goes out of bounds off of our camera equipment once again. Can be a throw-in coming for Stillwater. As here's Anderson. Goes up ahead further for Bernard. Bernard across in front. Knox is open, and the goaltender just watches it go wide as it almost went in the net. As Knox's opportunity for Stillwater almost gave them the go-ahead goal here late in this one. Vanderlau set to take the goal kick here now for Mahtomedi. It's a right-footed kick, a line drive into the center of the pitch, off of a couple of players. But Stillwater is able to control. Another looping drive into the center, played by Panik. Panik fighting for the ball before Knox can send it ahead to Beach. Beach for Stillwater, taken down, no whistle there. And the Zephyrs look to send it back the other way. As into the center of the pitch, it goes too far for State on that far side. She outraces one player. We'll wait to see which way it will go. It'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi on that far side. They look to play the ball, bouncing high, hitting the turf a couple of times before going back to the center, where it can be played here by Clements. Clements harassed by Beach before sending it further ahead. Anderson. And then back now is a couple of players battling for it. Again, it's been a physical matchup through most of this game. Only the one booking so far as Panik sends it off of Anderson. It'll be a throw-in coming for Stillwater, though, as she was out of bounds. Anderson's throwing off of the head of Panik before it can be sent further ahead. Bouncing one at a time off of the official now. And Stillwater doesn't like the positioning of the official, but unfortunately nothing that the official could have done in that situation. Anderson now loses the ball and loses the battle now to Sexton for Mahtomedi. Onto that far side now, the goal scorer Schultz for Mahtomedi. Tried to send it on, it goes off of a player, and it'll be a throw-in coming here for Mahtomedi. Close, right on the line of that goal box. As they'll play it immediately inside 5 minutes now in the second half. Goes Knox as the Ponies simply send it out to try and give them some more space defensively. An exciting matchup here tonight between the Zephyrs and the Ponies. Teams that suffered some disappointment last season, losing in their section championship games, looking to make that trip to state this season. And a hotly contested matchup here in the East Metro tonight. The temperature might be cold, but the action certainly has not been. As we now hit the 4-minute mark here in the second half. And it should be a goal kick, I believe, coming for Stillwater as some more substitutions come on. Again, the Ponies seem to be using a limited bench, only playing certain players, and they have not made a substitution in quite some time here, perhaps since the second half started. And we'll see if that affects their play, as the Zephyrs have rolled a couple of lines in and out here in this one. Off of the head of a couple of players, it bounces around, looking for one team to firmly set themselves with possession as it goes out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for Stillwater as Hallie Peterson will take it on that far side. Onto the center of the pitch now, Beach with control for Stillwater. And there now it goes. Bagan sent it back where it can be cleared up ahead. And then further along now is Anderson with the yellow, can play it further for Panik. Panik, shot opportunity here if she can reach it. Goes out of bounds. Wagner couldn't quite get there, and a throw-in coming now as Connors can take it for Stillwater. Connors throws the ball in a little bit too far. Goes off of a couple of players. We'll see if it goes Mahtomedi's way, which it does, and Clements can take control. Clements throws it into the center of the field where Schultz was playing there for Mahtomedi. Goes all the way back now, and then Drink can send it off to that far sideline. Will go out of bounds, and the opportunity here will come on the throw-in for Mahtomedi. Bouncing on that far side, Mahtomedi looking to reestablish their possession, and a turnover that, were it not for the trip and the fall of Hannah Beach, as we'll take a look at the opportunity here. You can see that if the ball would have been contacted cleanly, but it looks like the Zephyr player got stuck with their foot out as Beach slowly get up. Player to watch for tonight with a couple of goals in her last game, as she'll still go in there and play in the center of the net inside of 2 minutes now here in regulation time, as the ball comes all the way back out to Kaylee Taverna now, I believe, defensively for Stillwater, as it will bounce to the legs of Stillwater and then through all the way back to the goaltender Cone, who will be able to take it at the goal box. She'll send a right-footed kick in for one last opportunity here in regulation for the Stillwater Ponies. As it bounces onto the far side, Anderson can clear it up ahead, and if they race, the Ponies can have one more chance. Cutting out, those a goal. He just sent it off of Knox dangerously. Came out to challenge. It goes off of Knox and out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick coming here for Mahtomedi with less than a minute to go in regulation. Sent up ahead. Onto that far side now where the Zephyrs look to extend this game. In front now, over the head, dangerous challenge once again. They're looking for a whistle as Lazawi had control of the ball, but Bernard doing what you should do and continuing to apply pressure. As play will continue here, Anderson sends it up ahead for Beach. Beach for Knox now. Knox within 20 seconds, a shot on, smothered up quickly, as she falls to the ground is Lazawi. And if they hurry, they can get one more chance. Lazawi sends a right-footed kick over the head of pretty much everybody. It goes bouncing out of bounds, and with 3 seconds, 2 and 1, that will be the end of regulation here in this one. We'll have a 3-minute rest period followed by 5-minute periods, 2 of them of overtime here between the Zephyrs and the Ponies here in this one. It's been a fantastic contest. It was Abby Schultz who scored the first goal of the game halfway through the first half of this one, putting Mahtomedi up 1-0. But then over the course of that second half, the Stillwater attack just got more and more consistent and more ferocious, and as a result, somebody was able to head the ball home. It could have been Hannah Beach, it could have been any of a number of players. They had 3 in the area. It went off somebody's knee, and that's how we got to this one here tonight, where we are heading to overtime, as you'll be able to see the highlights of Sports Path, our highlight and guest show, hosted every other Wednesday by our good friends Sam and John. We're certainly looking forward to the return of this one, as there has been a lot of sports covered here in the past couple of weeks here in the Northeast Metro. Your Zephyr, Polar, Titan, and Bear highlights can be found on Sports Path. Certainly something that I'm looking forward to seeing as we take a look at the players huddling and conferencing, and the captains will be meeting at center. We'll take a look at that first goal again here by Abby Schultz, or we'll save that for later, so we'll take a look at what's going on. Of course, the first day of school widely throughout the North Metro. Stillwater started last week, so not quite the first day of school for them, but the first day of school for the Zephyrs as well, and for myself as well, being a teacher now, having accepted a long-term sub job in the St. Louis Park School District, teaching computer science and technology, as I'll stop talking about myself. And the opportunity here, as you can see, Schultz's goal found the top part of the net, a well-aimed shot that was able to get past the goaltender Cone, and the only goal on the scoreboard for Mahtomedi. As we look on there, players talking about strategy. Again, we talked about how, or I talked about, as we look at the goal again, as you can see, a long shot on goal, just a little bit too high for Cone. Nothing she could have done about that play. And as a result, that bounces over her head. The only goal from Mahtomedi. When we talk about that short bench for Stillwater, they have played pretty much the same 11 throughout the entire duration of the game. As we look at that Pony goal, as you can see, it just bounced off of a couple of bodies right in front. If we had the opposite angle, we could see a better opportunity to see who actually scored that goal. But we'll just kind of wait and see what happens here in this overtime session. We'll talk to you about some other opportunities and some other programs here on SCC Community as we have Inside Healthcare. I believe that airs once a month, where Jody Ritaka takes a look at some healthcare systems here around the White Bear Lakes area, including Mahtomedi, North St. Paul, and Tartan. We certainly look forward to seeing you for that broadcast. Of course, available on YouTube at SCC, or Suburban Community channels rather, where you can view any episodes, any editions of Sports Path, any sporting events that we might do, parades, concerts, anything at all is on our YouTube channel, Suburban Community channels. That's on YouTube. And we certainly hope to see you subscribe and view our things online as well. As the players return to the pitch to start this first overtime, you'll take a look again at our social media, facebook.com/SCCTV, twitter.com/SCCTV Sports, instagram.com/SCCTV, and youtube.com/SCCTV. It'll be the Zephyrs who will start this first overtime period with the ball. And it'll be 5 minutes of a running clock. Here's Zephyrs and Ponies tied at 1 as they look to either play to a tie or decide a winner here in this overtime. If nobody scores after that first overtime, I believe then we will play a second, as it can be played forward now. Ponick here on the near side for Mahtomedi goes off of a pony. Goes all the way back to Vanderlau. Has a nice, questionable defensive shove there by Vanderlau. Creates a free kick opportunity for Stillwater. And we might play both 10 minutes of that overtime regardless, as the ball can be sent in by Connors. Bouncing, Ponies send it back and reestablish themselves, as it'll be Bagan to take control for the Ponies. Bagan playing catch on that far side, sending it ahead. Cut off, though, by the Zephyrs as they can move the other way once again. Shoveling around one defender, and then all the way back now, as the Zephyrs can play. Up ahead, bouncing off of one player, and then back. There's a back and forth action as the Zephyrs try to create opportunities, but intercepted nicely by the Ponies. And now they can start moving the other way as the ball intended for Knox got cut off. As here's Ponick taking control now for Mahtomedi. Ponick racing back defensively, goes off of Hallie Peterson. Gonna go out of bounds, and it'll be an opportunity on a throw-in for Mahtomedi. As it'll be Vanderlau to take it here for the Zephyrs. A whistle blows. She'll play back, and Vanderlau will throw it in. Goes bouncing on that line. Will go out of bounds. Another throw-in for the Zephyrs. Vanderlau's throw-in off of the head. And it'll be a free kick this time for Mahtomedi, as Paddleford, I believe, or Paddleford will take it for Mahtomedi. We wait the opportunity. Paddleford, right-footed kick on goal off of the head of Andringa for Stillwater. Played in the center of the pitch, as here comes Laughlin now with the ball. Laughlin, a high shot, goes high over the cage for Stillwater. And the goal kick will commence, and Connors will take it for Stillwater as we look at the opportunity here. As you can see, a high kick that just went well over the crossbar and over the field goal post as well. There'll be a throw-in now on the far side for Stillwater. This ball can be thrown in. Goes off of Huber before Huber shoved off the ball, and as a result, the free kick will be called in favor of the Ponies. On that far side, Anderson played it ahead off of the head of one player. It bounces around some more, sent back, goes out of the bounds, and will be another throw-in coming here for Anderson. Anderson goes bouncing in. A shot on goal is able to be smothered up there by Lazawi, and she will play it for Mahtomedi. Back the other way. Lazawi throws it over the head, almost dangerously turning it over. Goes into the far side, Ponick. Ponick sends the ball up further ahead, and the Pony defense, Hallie Peterson, get there and send it out of bounds. And a throw-in will be called in favor of the Zephyrs. It's Ponick looking center of the pitch. Couldn't quite find anybody, and Beach can take it the other way for Stillwater. Beach now for Knox, who sent it further up ahead before it goes off the head of the Zephyrs, but Beach able to get back again for Stillwater. Beach is shot on, goes high and wide, and go out of bounds, and the goal kick will be called now for Mahtomedi inside of a minute left to go here in this overtime, as we can see the opportunity now for Beach. She just sent it a little bit high, inside of 30 seconds now, as the Zephyrs will look to set up their opportunity. A line drive kick, another dangerous opportunity taken by Paddleford. And then onto that far side for the Zephyrs. Long pass up ahead off the head of Connors, as the ball hangs in the air, looking for an opportunity. Going all the way back now before it can be sent up ahead. Back now into the far side. Up off the edge of the foot. It'll bounce some more. Spinning around, and that will be the end of this first overtime. So we'll go to the second overtime now. Teams will switch sides as 4 Zephyrs wait to come onto the pitch for this one. Another program that we have here on SCC Community, that's Your Business Matters with Tom Snell, where Tom will take a look at some local businesses here in the White Bear, North St. Paul, Oakdale, Mahtomedi area, and tell you a little bit about them, how to get in contact with them, and the services which they offer, as well as things which affect businesses locally here in the area. So certainly tune in again on YouTube or on TV 19 on your TV channel, also HD 801 if you'd like to view us in HD, which you're certainly more than welcome to. Ball sent into the center of the pitch as the teams have switched sides. A dangerous turnover, though, as Andringa almost had to play it. A shot on goal, covered up, a huge rebound, though, as Lazawi can take it over and settle things down once again for Mahtomedi. Lazawi, a strong overhand throw onto this near side now for Ponick. Ponick does a nice job to cut back, goes off of a Pony player, too far for a couple of players, Bernard, but Ponick can take it again for Mahtomedi. Far ball up ahead, too far for Connors, but a couple of players racing back as it goes out of bounds. We'll see who it is. It will be a throw-in, and a smart play by Connors to force the throw-in instead of the corner kick. As it will be Clements to take the throw-in for Mahtomedi. She'll do her head-over-head thing that she normally does. Clements' throw with some skill out into the open net in front, and just missed an opportunity as there was a Zephyr standing right in front, but unfortunately they could not bury that rebound to put them in front. As the ball quickly sent back in, it can be gathered now by Ponick, doing battle with a couple of ponies. Anderson send it across now up ahead for Beach. Beach too far though, and can it be gathered by Gorelnik. Defended nicely, though, by Andringa. Intercepted, though. Ponick gains control once again. Further up ahead, Connors plays it ahead as the Ponies look to push the pace up the field. As Huber left it for Andringa on that far side. And the right-footed kick on will be gathered up by Lazawi, as she can play halfway done in the second overtime period. Lazawi sends a right-footed kick high into the air off of the head of one player before it can be gathered by Paddleford for the Zephyrs once again. As here's Hallie Peterson. Peterson sending it up ahead on the far side, looking for Knox, but it goes out of bounds. And that's where Mahtomedi will take possession. Mahtomedi's throw-in, though, goes off of the head, off of a foot now, and further up before Peterson can send it back for Stillwater. So here's Andringa now on the rush for the Ponies, moving in. Andringa around a couple of defenders, defended nicely, though, by Vanderlau for Mahtomedi. Before it goes back, nice move around one defender as the Zephyrs look to move the other way. Back quickly now. Play can be deferred based on the official's signal. Intercepted now, Knox a shot on. Will go wide of the cage to the left out of bounds. It should be a goal kick coming for Mahtomedi. With 1:40 and counting to go in this one, Vanderlau will take the goal kick. Right-footed kick into the center of the field. Too far for Big and goes off of the head of Pagnuccio. And it can be taken by Andringa, who's been all around the ball tonight for Stillwater. Too far for Knox on that far side, and the throw-in will go the way of Mahtomedi. Quickly back now, as it will go on that far side for Heinz. Heinz spinning around a couple of players before sending it back, but Peterson is there first for Stillwater, goes off, and it'll be a throw-in coming for Mahtomedi as the Ponies don't have numbers back. Onto that far side now, tripped up. It'll be a free kick opportunity coming, as Connors did what she could defensively to stop that opportunity for Stillwater. Inside of a minute now, Zephyrs trying to break the 1-1 tie and come away with the win here tonight. Right-footed kick, in on goal, over top, score! Nobody touched it in front, but a great cross in front. Give the Zephyrs a lead here with 30 seconds to go in the overtime. A beautiful shot and a goal for Mahtomedi. And if they can hold on here, that might be a statement win, as Audrey Sexton's shot from the far side was able to beat the goaltender Evie Cohn like a Renan mule, and it gives the Zephyrs a 2-1 lead here with 30 seconds to go in the overtime. As we'll take a look quickly at the replay, ball back in play. As you can see, Sexton's shot well over everybody, just perfectly angled for that top right corner. And unfortunately, no way that the goalie could play anything with that. And that gives the Zephyrs the lead here, 2-1. Zephyrs now content to wind this clock out, 10 seconds. Clements sends it in, goes bouncing back, out pass towards Anderson, who will play it 2-1, and the Zephyrs will walk away in double overtime. Winners of this one, victorious by a final of 2-1 on Audrey Sexton's goal in the second overtime to defeat this very tough Stillwater team here at George Smith Field in Mahtomedi tonight. An exciting matchup, a great conclusion, and an awesome win here for the Zephyrs tonight on a very chilly night in Mahtomedi. We want to thank you for joining us here on SCC Community and SCC Sports. For our entire broadcast crew, our volunteers, and our employees back in the staff, I am Alex Westad. Thank you for joining us for this exciting matchup. Zephyrs girls victorious 2-1 over the Stillwater Ponies here tonight. This is your home for girls soccer here on SCC Sports.